Terrax the Tamer. He has tremendous power of the cosmos flowing through him. Once Herald of the World Devourer, Galactus, he is one of the most powerful beings in all of creation, and he's the one Marvel character that looks like Darkseid from DC. If you're familiar with Silver Surfer, you know he's powered up thanks to Galactus and stuff like that, but he's one of those weird people that was strong even before Galactus. Yep, see the thing about Terrax is that he was actually a dictator before he became a Herald of Galactus. He was a dictator of this small city in this world that was like a moon of the gas giant in a solar system 80,000 light years from Earth. He ruled through the use of his limited power over Earth and rock, so he still had earthly manipulation even before becoming a Herald of Galactus. It was this occasion when the Fantastic Four had met him. They were arrested here, and this is where you can kind of see Terrax before he even gets powered up. He still was an undisputed warlord, and even he thought Invisible Woman was attractive. They took Terrax to Galactus only for him to get amplified. Like, they talk about the other beings that Galactus has amplified, like Silver Surfer. He does the same, just like Galactus did to these other Herald beings, like Fire Lord. It's talked about how the other beings, Surfer, he from water, Gabriel, master of air, and finally Fire Lord, he commanding the living flame. He has created his heralds after the natural universal elements, so there's only one final element, and that would be Terrax the Tamer, the master of the earth, the ground. Behold, it's talked about in his handbook, even before being enhanced by Galactus, he could telekinetically control stone, but when he got the power cosmic and enhanced his stone-shaping abilities, he's out here murking folk by filling their body up with sand. Basically allowed him to do whatever he did before, but on steroids, basically, thanks to him being amplified by Galactus. I mean, all else is history. He gets ridiculously powerful gear, like a cosmic axe. In a weird way, throughout watching this video, you can kind of get an understanding of how strong Galactus would have to be when he treats these heralds that he makes like jokes, removing their powers, turning them to insects at will. Like, it lets you know the power gap almost when you understand Galactus, when you look at his heralds. Especially Galactus at his full power. Energy blast, cosmic X blast, all kinds of like type of versatile stuff. I mean, you literally see him shoot energy blast from his axe. And he can enhance his godlike durability by giving himself a force field if need be. By the way, if you have weird abilities that make you stronger from his power cosmic, he can say, oh, let me turn off the power cosmic and just hit you in a normal blunt way, like just old school. I can just cleave you with the power of this axe without even enhancing it with energy. If you're one of those people that actually happen to get stronger from his hits or power cosmic. There's comics that pretty much prove he doesn't need to sleep. There's implications with his power cosmic. He can not only control rock, but he can also kind of control magma. Just like many high-end characters, he's resistant to all kinds of hack. Call it like you can't even go in his head in peace. Imagine wielding the power cosmic and not being bulletproof. He's definitely bulletproof. When you have the power cosmic, you basically have every major ability you can think of. I mean, he even has super senses that shouldn't really be a shock. He can see, or he has enhanced perception. He can see in the darkest reaches of space, so therefore smoke cannot block his vision. He has the ability to turn things into atoms. Naturally, when it comes to talking about a Herald of Galactus' muscle, let's be honest, you know he's very strong physically being a Herald and the energy that's coursing through him, right? But I would say, even though he's a ridiculously powerful energy projector, I would say all of this kind of goes hand in hand with his muscle, because the reason why he's got muscle is because of power cosmic, vice versa. He can amplify his base muscle with his power cosmic. They even go as far in the handbook to talk about it, on how he can amplify his power with his power cosmic. I guess all this power cosmic is what's making him weigh 2,700 pounds, even though he doesn't look like he weighs that much. I mean, without sugarcoating anything, you can get an idea of Terrax's muscle just by looking at what Silver Surfer has done when it comes to his lifting, his muscles, being able to easily lift trees, carrying absurdly large things that probably weigh over hundreds of tons like Galactus' incubator. We see Silver Surfer do lift with his muscle. We've seen Silver Surfer's muscle just straight up stop beings like Rhino. So when you see Silver Surfer and Terrax's arms clash, you should be able to assume that Terrax can do similar stuff to what Silver Surfer can do with his just raw muscle without even talking about just energy blast or nothing. I mean, if you want to get down to it, let's just say Terrax can lift millions or billions of tons. We literally seen him use energy projection. He could probably do this with his muscle too, but why not conveniently do it with energy projection? He can literally lift mountains, and he can lift way more than billions of tons, because we've literally seen him lift a city, the island of Manhattan, all the way into space. They narrate 100 miles up into airless space. This kind of thing isn't a one-time thing. He's literally picking up stuff the size of Manhattan in the air. Yes, just visually imagine all of this stuff being lifted in the air. He has that kind of raw power to lift it up. Not only can he lift way over billions of tons, but his blast power, or just his energy projection, or his ability to control rock is mighty enough to rip this kind of stuff apart, like ripping mountains apart. It's even narrated molder of mountains. I mean, when he hits, they compare him to a meteor strike. Lifting all of this mass into space, which is so many times over the energy of the mightiest nuclear bombs we have. I'm talking about to lift Manhattan all the way into space is way more power than over thousands of times the nuclear bomb levels of power to be able to lift something like this in space. Like, it takes that much energy. So when you see scans of them talking about he can atomize a building or buildings, just know this is not an exaggeration, and this is pretty technically low end. I mean, just look how hard he can hit with his blunt hits. We've seen him tear holes in Galactus' ship. I mean, you know how you see people create tidal waves of water? He's creating tidal waves of mass of rock, Earth itself, on more than one occasion. Why do you think he can easily blast away or destroy armies solo? Let's just say one of his hits could probably shake all the continents on our planet at the same time. I mean, because we kind of seen him do just that. His battle axe, when he swung it, can cleave the planet to its very core. Galador shudders. Look at all of this mess. This is something we rarely ever see, but he actually has an on-screen feat of him shattering, destroying, cleaving an entire planet to the point where he literally destroyed the planet. Like, this is the aftermath. This seems super casual. He can just literally destroy planets. I mean, he states here that planets himself bends to his will. Yeah, I would want to stay on the good side of beings that can easily just cleave your planet in half just with one swipe. Terrax has faced a lot of different beings. There's beings that call him the most worthy foe they've ever faced. You know that being that be facing powerhouses like Hulk from time to time, Fing Fang Foom? You know he has a race of beings, right? Makaluans. Let's just say Terrax has faced off against Fing Fang Foom race being, Makaluans. Heck, we even see him take a blast from Fing Fang Foom's fire, so yeah, he's a powerhouse. He's faced off against powerful beings like Gamora. You know the being that's dubbed as the most dangerous woman in the galaxy. You know how Marvel basically has their own versions of Green Lanterns, like Nova, for example. We've seen Terrax take on Nova Corps beings and get the upper hand over them. I mean, I look at it like this. If Herald tiers like Silver Surfer can catch freaking sun, Terrax should be able to too. This shouldn't really come as much as a surprise to you based on if you have any knowledge about Silver Surfer. This shouldn't really be a big deal. Like, he can literally survive in the depths of a literal black hole. It was in this comic with Dazzler, narrated floating in the unimaginable depths of a black hole. They narrated imploded star. Terrax's body can withstand this kind of pressure. His energy projection can shield or protect against this kind of pressure, blah, blah, blah. This kind of would imply he's way above this planet shattering levels of power. Let's be honest, if a sun exploded in his face, his body would be able to withstand it, or he could shield from it, you know, vice versa. You know this is a legit black hole. What's a black hole known for? To be able to absorb anything, even light itself, things with no mass. It's narrated similar stuff, so let you know they really are in a black hole, because they talk about unpandered by the light-consuming properties of the black hole. They talk about that's how strong the black hole is. Black hole level stuff. And despite all this, he's just treating her like super casually. Black hole is mentioned several times in this comic. Again, honestly, he's so mighty, I wouldn't be surprised if he could just blow away the whole solar system, honestly, based on the powerhouses of Marvel and what he has to compete with consistently, and the black hole crap he just casually was in. He has less than 100 comic appearances, so you really got to get an understanding of his might by comparing him to other powerhouses. I mean, there was even a time where he stated he was the most powerful herald of Galactus, and Silver Surfer was around. I'm not really trying to get into the discussion on who you think is stronger, Silver Surfer or Terrax. That's not really the point. The point is he's somewhere in Silver Surfer's ballpark, so a good way to understand him is Silver Surfer. Or other heralds of Galactus. Not even just talking about Silver Surfer, like other heralds like Firelord, for example, are having problems restraining him and his might. I mean, heralds characters can easily destroy stars. I mean, just think about it. There's even narration that says these heralds can, like Firelord, for example, can attack with the force or power of a small star. And we've seen multiple heralds like this get overpowered and slung when Terrax is mad like this. You see what I mean? And I'm 100% sure he's comparable to beings like Nova Frank, Herald of Galactus level beings that have no problem with their raw power, literally diving in a star, making it blow up, go nova, and having it become a literal black hole. So that's why I say these characters, Terrax included, should be able to create his own black holes, destroy suns, mess up the solar system, blah, blah, blah. Terrax should be able to produce sun-shattering power. At this point, that's not even up for debate, right? Like I said, you can have your opinion on who's stronger, Silver Surfer or Terrax. That's not really the important thing. He has to be in Silver Surfer's ballpark of power. When they narrate in this comic where he became Terrax, he's second only to Galactus himself. Galactus is giving him some pretty high praise. Narration is giving him some pretty high praise. Narratively, it would be weird if he was just 5 billion times weaker than Silver Surfer. It just wouldn't make sense if he was that much weaker. Let's get into it some more. I mean, we have seen him actually battle Silver Surfer and cut his board in half. I mean, sun-shattering power is one thing, but I don't think you guys really understand how strong Silver Surfer level beings are, which Terrax is like in that league. Blasting away a solar system is one thing, but the fact that when they talk about Silver Surfer level beings' power being misused, it can destroy a freaking galaxy. This is not just a statement, but it's something we actually visually see as well. Silver Surfer blasted with so much energy that you had to be light years away to be safe from the blast. The blast was so wide that it encompassed an entire galaxy. So when they say he could destroy an entire galaxy, it's not an exaggeration. He created a singularity a black hole this massive because of his energy generation. That's what I'm talking about when I say Silver Surfer tears are crazy. So when I'm talking about the weight of Terrax's hits being up there with Silver freaking Surfer, enough to cut his board in half, match Silver Surfer, battle him, that's saying a lot more than just black hole levels of power, more than just solar system shattering, sun shattering levels of power. I'm talking about galactic. Like, you know, for example, like there's a whole bunch of stars in a galaxy. Like I was talking about how they can blow away a solar. There's a whole bunch of solar systems in a galaxy. Silver Surfer level beings blast can cover this much of a radius. Yeah, that's so many times past black holes and solar system shattering like levels of power. It's not even funny. And this is the kind of power Terrax has to be in by default, just being in this range of Silver Surfer level being. I mean, we've literally visually seen Silver Surfer blast at Terrax and he can block his attacks. I mean, sure, Terrax could have been being cocky, but Terrax himself believes with a strike of his hit from behind, with off guard Silver Surfer, he could have ended his life, which is believable. I mean, they are in the same range of power. Galactus himself even wanted them to be somewhere in each other's power level range. I want you guys to remember that Silver Surfer level beings can survive unscathed in exploding galaxies. Got more than one galaxy. And if he can damage Silver Surfer tier beings, he's in that range of power, blah, blah, blah. Just imagine what all this stuff implies for Terrax, being like able to damage beings that can withstand exploding galaxies with an S. He would have to be able to hit within that range of raw destructive force, blunt power, cutting power, right? With his cosmic X, right? I mean, this isn't necessarily Terrax, but this is a herald that Terrax had to overpower. We see his muscle clash with the strongest beings in the universe like Hercules, Thor in muscle. What does that say about Terrax? Gods like Marvel, Thor, and Marvel Hercules can relieve, they have the kind of strength to relieve Atlas of his duty like Hercules does. Like, and Atlas has to support an immeasurably infinite type weight, including the heavens kind of stuff. Like, it's a myth feat. It's a big part of Hercules' mythos. Beings like Hercules can do this for 3 hours in Marvel, like an immeasurable infinite type weight. And herald tiers, these are considered herald tiers in Marvel. Well, beings like Hercules can't just effortlessly steamroll herald tiers like this, for example. Like, this is Fire Lord, but yet when we seen Terrax interact with Fire Lord, we seen him do this. Like, herald tiers are literally matching beings that can literally hold the universe on their shoulders type stuff. And this is the type of stuff Terrax is overpowering with his muscle. Beings like this, he's overpowered with his muscle. Beings like Hercules can literally shake the universe. I would have took this statement as a pun, but it's not a pun when you literally see them lift the heavens up over their head. And herald tiers can match them. Same with Terrax, overpowering the herald that match these beings, blah, blah, blah. It's the same concept. Beings that are capable of shaking the universe, Terrax can match the power of in Marvel, like beings like Hercules, Thor, blah, blah, blah. Herald tiers. I mean, herald level beings like Firelord, we've literally seen him and Thor have a literal beam struggle, yo. It was even narrated or thought to be evenly matched, a stalemate. Even stated they could stalemate for hours. This is why Terrax doing this is insane. I mean, this is the same Thor or Thor level beings in Marvel in general can withstand universe-sized shockwave type of attacks, being in the epicenter of stuff that can shake the whole universe and force similar to the Big Bang, mystical energies that erupt simultaneously across all planes of reality. Like, this is the kind of stuff Thor level beings can do, and heralds are competing with him. You see base Thor. Herald level beings can stalemate him in blast power. But this same being couldn't easily overpower Terrax. You see why Terrax is so mighty? I mean, Terrax is so mighty, he said he could cleave the cosmic stratum itself, like whatever the heck that means. This is not really an actual term in science or something, but this statement kind of implies he could split through a layer of cosmic reality or dimensional fabric or some crap. What they could mean is that Terrax could split through dimensions or dimensional walls or something. It's really hard to say, but yeah, it's implied he can do something cosmic that we can't even measure with his raw power. Heck, in this handbook, for example, it's talked about his threat level being universal, considering that he uses his power in a selfish way. I mean, to further prove his power, like, I'm obviously not trying to compare, like, none of the heralds to Tyrant, you know, because Tyrant was battling Galactus himself, and we already know that Galactus is above Terrax in every way, of course. Like, I've already showed scans of that in this video, but I gotta give credit to Terrax for blocking a blast from Tyrant, despite me not trying to say he's on the level of Tyrant, though. I mean, this is the same Tyrant that can knock out Silver Surfer with a blast, so yeah, I'm not trying to say he's on the level with Tyrant, but still cool that he blocked the blast from him. After all the stuff I went over, and the fact that he can battle beings like the Things, damage the beings like the Thing, Terrax, he's ridiculously fast when it comes to combat and just raw speed, whether it be his fist or whatever. He's an extremely durable being, so he doesn't need to dodge most of the time, but he can. He can react to beams, swing his axe at the speed of light. That's why he can hit super fast beings. consistently like he's an anti-speed blitzer. Don't try to speed blitz him. You know how Silver Surfer has his surfboard? A lot of the times he likes riding on a literal rock and can fly across hundreds of galaxies. So he's so many times faster than the speed of light, it's really not even measurable. I mean, it's narrated in his comics that it can travel, the beings like this can travel beyond the speed of light. Silver Surfer reconfirms it. They can go superluminal speeds. What did you learn new about Terrax? Why does he look so much like DC's Darkseid? So yeah, that's why you gotta respect Terrax, everybody. But before I get going, I gotta give a quick thanks to the donators real quick. It helps out a lot. Respect them, y'all. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.